I did it already. Yes. Okay, now we are officially live with 0 people. Still. Uno.
Uno.
Aspetta un attimo. Chi è uno? Sei tu, Jonathan, quello che sta su Facebook? Okay. No, ce ne sono 8.
Oh, wow. 8 people.
Live, Lynn Kennedy. Okay, guys, girls, go.
Ragazze, ciao.
Ragazze, 12, vai, via.
Okay.
Rock and roll.
Ciao everyone. We are in Spello at Enoteca Properzio with Michelle Damiani, an American living here. So, benvenuta, Michelle.
Grazie. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us.
So, if we talk about life in Spello, about Michelle, her family, and if you have any questions, go send a message, and Max will tell me if you have any curiosity, any questions about us. So, Michelle, benvenuta, and why Spello? When started this adventure? So
Right. I think I always knew that I wanted to live in another country for a while, and Italy felt like the right choice. So we looked at several towns in Italy. My husband and Keith and I came for a scouting trip. We had 5 towns picked out. We went to the first one, and we thought for sure that was going to be the one. It was the right size, it was the right location, and we got there, and there was nobody there. Nobody. And we wanted to put our kids in public school. That was really important.
in which month you arrived first time?
When was that? It was October. It was October.
October. So
Yeah,
right
it
now.
wasn't Spello, it was somewhere else. And so then we thought, oh my goodness, this is not at all what we were hoping for. We went to another town. There was nobody there. We got to Spello, and the streets were full. There
Oh,
were children getting off the school bus. There were people sitting in the piazza. There were people having gelato, and everybody was alive and friendly and present. And we thought, this is the town for us. So that's
wow.
what we did.
So yeah, Spello is the right side. I can, Michelle. Lot of you knows about Michelle. She wrote a few books, and one that is Bel Centro is about Spello. I was born in Spello, and I can recognize corner people even here. And if you want really, I don't know if you know that, but it's a 5-star rated book. So go and see that if you are really curious to know how a family lives here, because she comes with 5 people,
And 2
kids.
pets.
Two. And so the kids went school, and how was the experience in the school in Spello?
It was, for the most part, wonderful. They were all nervous. We're used to American school where children can be a little bit distant, and the children here just wrapped around our kids.
They were curious.
So, curious, but very loving and so warm. That part was great. The school system itself was really different. We didn't understand what was going on most of the time. At parent-teacher conferences, there was no line. There was no
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was great. There were some hard moments for sure, but which I talk about in the book. My son got spanked by a substitute teacher, and that was a very alarming experience. But at the time, everybody was feeling like it was very positive.
Oh, good.
And it was good. That otherwise they would not have learned the language if they hadn't gone to school here.
Yeah.
They had other families because they went to school here. The school part was really important.
Good. So fine thing. I didn't met Michelle first time that she came here. I knew about this American, but we have no chance to meet us. But last March I was in Charlottesville, and then I published something on Facebook, and Michelle sent me a message. Says, "Hey, you here?" And so we met, and she showed up with the other book that she wrote. This is Santa Lucia, so another interesting book about Italian life. But now Michelle came back in August with in the middle of a pandemic. So we need a glass of wine to talk about this. We are, yeah, a good moment to start drinking. I'm drinking Curni, which is one of my favorite wine here. Who knows me knows that I really like this wine that you can find here in Enoteca Properzio. And stay with us because later we'll talk also with Roberto and Luca later on. So, Chin and benvenuta again. Okay. Interesting. Good. Okay, so Spello inspired you to write a book, or you want to write a book about a small village? You had that idea, or Spello inspired you in some way?
I'd say both. For the first book, I knew that I wanted to write a book about living in a foreign country. It's the reason we didn't choose Tuscany, because everybody writes a book about living in Tuscany.
Futuristic, sorry, Tuscan friends.
So we wanted to do something different. And so that was part of the story. I love stories about people who change their lives for a year. You know, they live off of, you know, very little money for a year, or they only buy local food for a year, or they move to another country for a year. So that I knew I wanted to do. So I went to Spello knowing I was going to write this book, and even had the title all set. So I wrote a blog the time that we were here. And soon enough, people in Spello knew that I wrote a blog, though my teacher would always call it a blob. That was very funny.
Blob.
And so, and then when we came back, I turned it into a book. And that teacher, Angelo, he sent me a video via my friend Doreen, and he said, I noticed you're not writing anymore. And I know you're not writing anymore because you're not here anymore. Let me give you a piece of advice. Invent something. And I thought, cool. Well, this is a good idea. So I used everything I learned from living in Spello to write a book series. So this one, it has a new cover, people. So some of my readers, you'll be like, what is that? This is the old original cover, which I gave to Max and Cristiana when they came to Charlottesville a year and change ago. Right. So I wrote a novel series. It's 4 books: Santa Lucia, Silent Madonna, Stillness of Swallows, and Into the Groves. And in it, it's inspired the food, the people, the celebrations are all what I learned by living here. So one book I planned, or 4 books I did not.
And Angelo now is Michelle's teacher, Italian teacher. Right. Because now kids are grown. She stay here with 2 kids because the older one stays in United States.
He lives in New York City now.
Yeah, he lives in New York, and so kids, they are doing another experience. How is for them now, because it's pretty different, how they're doing.
Really different. Part of the difference here now is the pandemic, obviously. We didn't actually plan on coming back to Spello. We planned on this time taking a year and traveling around the world, going to 12 different places, a month in each place. And then COVID happened, and that went out the window. Luckily, when we were here in 2012, 2013, my husband got his Italian citizenship, which allowed us to come back.
Yeah.
So we came back to Spello instead of doing around the world. And right now we're feeling so happy about that decision.
Good.
This does not feel like a consolation prize. It feels like we won the lottery. We're so happy to be here. So it's a pandemic. Things are different. Things are a little tense. We watch the news a lot more than we might otherwise. The situation for our children is different, partly because of that, and partly because they're not in school. So my youngest is 13, and he's doing homeschooling lessons with Angelo. And my daughter just graduated from high school. She starts Rice University in 2021. So this year she is taking art lessons. She has a little studio space, and she's making art. So it's really different this time in that there's no the school and having to wake up and set an alarm clock that book's gone.
Yeah, probably it's a little bit harder because they with the relationship it's difficult in this moment. I have a son of 20 years and I understand that for kids now not easy.
It is not
It's
easy.
not easy, but it's the moment all around the world. So what we can do, we can just
We're just glad to be here.
afford that. So I was going to ask how is the difference between your first stay here and now. So you already explained that when in July I think we about our new arrival here, it seems that was almost impossible.
Right.
And then when she arrives, Michelle arrived here, she stayed they stayed 2 weeks in quarantine.
It was a beautiful time.
Yeah, because they have a really nice house with a wonderful view, with a terrace, and so the quarantine was not so bad. I think
No,
people
it
was helping you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so people was helpful, and everyone was so happy and excited to have her here. What's your new plan? Are
Mhm.
you writing something?
Yeah, I am still thinking. I have an idea for another novel series that if we lock down in Italy and I can't go anywhere, I'll probably start writing sooner than I planned. But right now, I'm thinking what I want to do is tell other people's stories. So, my Italian teacher, Angelo, he has collected a series of legends and fables and histories of Spello.
Hmm.
So right now I'm translating the first one and we'll see how it goes. If I can, I want to include that. I don't think I want to do another memoir. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Good.
But I'm still writing. I have, we went to Puglia, as you know, because you were so helpful in planning that. And so I wrote about going to Puglia. So I'm writing about what we're doing now. Whether or not that will be the book, I'm still figuring it out.
Good, good. So keep in touch. Probably we'll come back in, not soon, but we'll let you know how things are going here for Michelle and her family here. And, we can keep you updated also about the pandemic. In this moment, we are doing, numbers are growing. Everyone is very careful. New rules are coming to stop the number because kids went back home, school, and this caused a little bit numbers up. So everyone is waiting to understand what's going on, and we keep finger crossed that things will go better. But how you feel here in this moment? You feel good?
I do. We worry a little bit less about getting COVID because it already hit our family, and so makes it a little calmer. But we're still worried about it. So we were going to go to Piemonte tomorrow, but we're not going to go.
Okay.
Partly because we don't really know if people can get it twice, and I'm concerned that we will get it and mount a good immune response, and so we won't have any symptoms. And a lot of our friends here are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I don't want to be the cause of
No.
bringing the pandemic more here to Spello. So we're staying. We're staying here instead.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you see here, we are surrounded by this amazing wine because Spello is a lovely place, and if you read the book, you can see it's well described. And here is one of the most famous Enoteca in Italy, one of the oldest, and Roberto is very famous around the world for his special wines. Now we are drinking this Curni, that it's wine coming from Marche region, Oasi degli Angeli, one of my favorite wines. Who knows me knows very well that I like this. And Roberto has brought also another wine that it's a Sagrantino of Montefalco, because Montefalco is hopefully Monte tomorrow.
No, but I'm not gonna go. because of the pandemic.
No, you're not going. Sorry. So you're not going. Yeah, because this, this situation is a little bit hard for us too. We would like to go to the south, to Irpinia, but we have to postpone. So we have to wait better moments. But in the meanwhile, we'll drink something good. Luca, come here. Come with us. Roberto and Luca are coming. Can I introduce Roberto and Luca? Tell us something about.
Allora, buongiorno, benvenuta soprattutto a questa bella ragazza.
Come si
First of all, welcome to all our friends from Italy and from the worldwide. I'm Luca. This is my dad, Roberto. And thanks for coming and share this moment all together. And we are very happy to be here and in this location that probably mostly people that saw on the video already know. And this is the Enoteca Properzio.
Can I offer you some wine?
Yes, for sure. We can also, no, this one.
You prefer this? Oh, this is Curni.
Quelle 3 bottiglie qua.
Ok, sì, le porto io.
Poco
Ok.
a me, poco
Ok, sì,
a casa,
grazie.
anche a lei, se viene bene.
Certo.
Allora,
Ok.
niente, manca nella famiglia, manca Irene e la signora Daniela, che fanno parte dello staff dell'Enoteca Properzio. Siamo 7 generazioni nell'ambito del vino, un paese splendido come Spello, però all'interno del paese c'è una delle più famose enoteche mondiali, 2200 etichette importanti e anche meno importanti. È il momento buono di contattarci, si avvicina il Natale e ci sono offerte molto molto buone con prezzi eccezionali. Dovete ringraziare questa bella signora che vi ha portato qui, così ci conoscete profondamente. Puoi tradurre, ma
So, just few words. He's a 7th generation wine merchant, and me and my sister that now she's not here. We are the number 8 generation, and we are considered right now the first wine store and restaurant in Umbria and the first 3-4 in all of Italy. Roberto is a master sommelier, and so when you have time to come and visit Umbria, please stop and do a wine tasting and lunch all together because it will be a unique experience. And we have the most important wine worldwide. This is just an example. This is the Spinning Beauty, Sagrantino, 8 years. Sassicaia that you know very well, and the Monfortino just rated 100 points by Robert Parker.
Sassicaia, primo vino al mondo per Wine Spectator.
Sassicaia was the best wine in the world for Wine Spectator, and these are for Sassicaia we are the ambassador for this brand worldwide. So if you like to buy with a good price, that is important, you can contact Max or the Enoteca, and then we can give you a price and a special price.
Luca ha presentato 3 vini, un Super Tuscan conosciuto a livello mondiale, la Ferrari dei vini italiani, e ha presentato il top dei top, il vino che suona i francesi. Il Monfortino, Barolo Monfortino,
suona i francesi perché vede uno traduce.
Un vino importantissimo, difficile da avere, lo trovate qui da noi. Tra le due c'è un'altra chicca nostra dell'Umbria, lo Spini di Marco Caprai, importante, capolavoro dell'enologo Michel il primo enologo al mondo che ha fatto questo vino, un Sagrantino che invecchia 9 anni. È un fiore all'occhiello dell'azienda e merita sentirlo.
Ok. Go.
So he's explained everything about the wine. So I already told you this is the Sassicaia that the 2015 was a really important vintage. It was the best wine in the world from Wine Spectator. We have many vintage available. And then there is the Monfort that is very small production, Barolo, and just rated 100 points. And probably this is the the most unique wine that is the Sagrantino, called the Spinning Beauty. Very hard to get, only 1,000 bottles made by Michelle Roland. Michelle Roland is one of the best enologists in the world. We have ambassador for this brand, and we want to support these wineries in this moment also.
Can I jump in here just for a second and say that I get so many emails from people who come to Spello, and so many of them say that they came here and had a wonderful time.
Ah.
They remember
Due bottiglie. A small place with a lot of interesting things, you know, a rider coming the other part of the pond, and a wine enoteca with wonderful people, and of course me, Max, that is behind. Yes. So I hope that you can come and visit us.
We
No?
really hope about this, really, and we miss you. And
E approfittiamo di salutare tutti i nostri clienti americani, che ce ne abbiamo tantissimi, e quest'anno non ci siamo potuti vedere, però abbiamo lavorato molto bene lo stesso in internet, e ringraziamo profondamente chi ha aiutato l'Enoteca ancora a crescere. È un anno buono anche a fronte di un virus
Tremendo. Sì.
E ringraziamo anche te, no, posso ringraziare? No,
adesso
ringraziamo questa via la mano. Ringraziamo
Non si può.
questa bella ragazza che è una professionista, una grande scrittrice.
È molto interessante il libro. The book is really interesting, so buy it because it's you can read and feel a Spello atmosphere.
È importante, venite a trovarlo, probabilmente lo trovate anche all'interno dell'Enoteca, che lo abbiniamo a qualche vino, va bene?
Oh wow, nice, very nice idea.
Cin.
Oh, my book, my glass.
Un grande successo per una giovane che bisogna creare mille difficoltà.
Cin.
Ciao. We're waiting for you. Ciao.
Vabbè, è venuto male?
Benissimo, penso. Io penso che è venuto molto bello.
No, ma poi c'è il contenuto,